Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Industrial Faith. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to Factorio 4X, your 15-minute Factorio fix, Season 2, Episode 18. We are working on science still, just kind of, well, we're done. I'm probably not going to be mucking about with it anymore. We just needed more iron up there, and that'll be it. Let's see here. Now, I'm adding speed modules to these guys, but I think I'm adding efficiency modules to everything else. I don't really think efficiency modules... I'm pulling them out of the science because I don't need them in science. I need them more in these guys. Now these guys have 3 slots for the productivity modules, and you can put in a whole bunch of stuff. So you can put in, level efficiency modules, you can put in production modules. A lot of people put in production modules. Now, production modules use more power for more speed. And that in turn actually leads to more pollution. So I'm just looking at the gears here. The gears. Gear wheels, excuse me. Just looking here. So, I mean, we're fine on copper. Steel is, there we go, 1,000 science for the rocket silo. And here I'm looking at it trying to figure, can I support 10? 8's fine, but, it's going to take approximately an hour and a half with 8 rocket silos. With 8 science labs, it should take about an hour and a half, which is a while. So I'm cutting this out because or not cutting this out, but I'm seeing if I only need 1 gear wheel producer for all that science, and the answer is I think yes. So I'm checking my engines, looking at this stuff. Eventually, I am going to have to redirect the red circuits to another place. Just looking at my blue circuits. Oh, it's so ugly. Such a disaster. So, see, I could have moved the gun turret, or the turret emplacement south. I could have moved it outside my walls. I could have expanded the walls just a little south and moved the gun emplacement, but I don't because I don't want to. Excuse me, I'm going to have a sip of my coffee. What is it about drinking hot liquids? It's so delicious. I have no idea. What I'm going to start doing here is I'm going to start building green circuits. If you notice right about at the top of the red circuits there, I have green circuits being built. I'm going to replace that and move those to the red circuits. So, now the only thing I have a problem with here is there's really no good places to get, well, I shouldn't say no good places, but copper is kind of tight right there. It's all little short runs because I pulled so much iron. And this is another very, very, very good reason to make a, what do you call it? To make green circuits and put them on the bus. I don't think I'm going to make this mistake again. It's very interesting. So what am I doing here? Oh, here we go. I was going to output to red, but that kind of went, no, I shouldn't do that. So now this is a very expandable thing. So green circuits are going to go there, and I will route them through. There's some iron. So yeah, lesson learned, I believe. And at the same time, you could also do gear wheels. Gear wheels are actually pretty easy to build. So yeah, I'm gonna put some more red in there so I can, what do you call it? Oh, again, just looking for a nice place to put stuff. So again, I'm doing my over-under build that I just can't get enough of for red signs. Now, with red signs, you really don't have to do an over-under build, if I recall. It builds, red circuits aren't like green circuits, they build slow enough that I could probably jam a few of those in there. I mean, this is hideous. There's no other word for it. So again, trying to fit things in my mind. So I'm looking at this and I'm sort of like, why am I still building this stuff? Or why do I still have this? So, oh yeah, that's right. I'm going to keep producing the circuits down there. Do I expand this? I believe I do. Let me see here. There we go. Yes. So I can make a whole bunch of red circuits. This is going to be, yeah, there we go. See? Potentially silly, but we're going to do it. We're going to do it anyways. So there we go. There we go. Trying to fit things in, make them look a little nicer. So again, I could have gone red-handled inserters and so forth. I think this would have worked better had I done it that way, but I didn't. So, so it looks like, okay, so it does look like I shortened the gut. Yeah, there we go. Because laser turrets, better turrets. And there we go. So now I have a lot more room for my red circuits. And if I ever get a wild hair in my caboose, then I can go ahead and what do you call it? I can extend the wall. And here we go. We're going to get quite a few. Gosh, my ear itches. What the heck? Ooh, that makes you shiver. So again, we're still continuing with the building of the blue circuits, but now we have a lot more. And this will actually feed fairly well. And let's see if there we go. Not enough belt. There we go, crank it away. All kinds of good stuff. Now that copper is actually going to, if I recall, that copper wire keeps up quite nicely with this many. So I wonder what the ratio is for that. And maybe it keeps up because it splits instead of just sort of running down a belt, but then again, if I ran it down a belt, it might work fine. I don't know. I have a lot of red circuit production. And again, red circuits, another argument for putting it on the belt, because you do use red circuits for a lot of things. Now, I wouldn't put blue circuits on the belt. Blue circuits have very, very, very specific uses. So far as I know, there's two. That's building level 2 and 3 productivity modules, or level 2 and 3 modules, I should say. And there we go, speed modules. And for building the rocket control units. There we go, just jamming the green ones in wherever I can find them. So, at some point, I'm going to actually try to build a dedicated module, because modules really, really, really help out. Now, the funny part about my plastic over there is that I don't notice it for a while. I am noticing the iron, and I'm going to have to rebuild. I'm going to have to put another iron, what do you call it? Another smelting unit in here, another 8 units. Again, I didn't give myself enough room. I should have given myself more. And here I'm going to go kill the base out there because, well, it's good to do so. Whole lot of defenses for, I mean, it's a decent sized base. It looks to have built pretty quickly. It's right on the edge of the pollution, so I don't know if that has anything. I don't really know what dictates the size and scope. And oh, there's a big blue worm. Those guys are nasty. But so I'm not really sure if pollution is the way they grow, then that's, oh, excuse me. That's a good way of doing it. So I think I'm going to go take out this little bitty base. But if you notice, again, this one has no big worms. But it also has no pollution. So, is that something? I don't know. And I think it might be. I think if there's... So, but then again, that other... I believe the base just to the south, southwest here has... I believe the base to the southwest is going to have worms. Do I just go back? Yeah, I just leave. I'm like, oh, we're good. Nothing's in the pollution. Nothing's in the danger zone. We don't have any songs by Kenny Loggins, unfortunately. So here I'm putting in... I want more turrets. More turrets. Again, I'm very, very worried about my science throughput. Now, look, we're already almost halfway through on the rocket silo. That's some pretty quick science. So, 8 is okay. Not great. Here I'm just clearing out the trees because I'm thinking about doing something down here. What? I'm not sure. I'm thinking about building blue circuits up here. In the end, I won't. So, but one of the things I'm going to end up doing is curling the, what do you call it? Curling the output around and up. So blue circuits are going to actually be built right next to the green circuit production line that I built up north of the line there. And from there we'll actually be building, what else we're going to be building? Yeah, there we go. We will actually end up building, yeah, that pipe. We'll also end up building the rocket control units right off to the side, because it'll be really easy. Now, one thing I have noticed is a lot of buses build on one side, smelt on the other. I'm not sure if there's a way to... I've been thinking about a bus build that the north side of the bus is for things like... what do you call it? The north side of the bus is for gears, red science, or gears and I guess things you need for which we all need. It's kind of a silly thing. So I'm still trying to factor it out in my head, but things like green circuits and red circuits, stuff that's really used as intermediate products. So green circuits, red circuits, plastic gear wheels, but anything you actually sort of, I guess, builder consumers would be south. So things like, oh, I don't know, productivity modules could go south, engines could go south. But then again, that could be considered sort of an intermediary product because you don't use engines by themselves. So, I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of an organizational thing I'm trying to work on in my head. At some point, I'll try a build with that and see how it works. I don't really play this if I'm not setting it up for streaming. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, we're wrapping it up here. Thank you for joining me for the latest episode of Factorio 4X, your 15-minute Factorio fix. I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Have a good night, and bye-bye.